We'll be adding and subtracting fractions today, and the denominators will not be the same, so we'll have to convert them. But if you remember back, I believe it was last chapter, where we compared fractions. Compared them, we ordered them, we just had to put them into the same denominator, okay? Now, the advice I'll give you to make it go faster is if you look at the larger of the two denominators, and in this case, you've got a 5 and you've got a 10. The first one you want to look at is the 10. Then ask yourself, is 10 a multiple of 5? When you think of 5, 5, 10, so we can go with 10. Okay? You want to go with the smallest one possible. So those at 1/10 is going to equal 1/10, right? 5 times 2 gives you 10, so 2 times 3, 6. Now we've got it set up. 6/10 plus 1/10. Does it need to be simplified, or are we good? We're good. Okay? So we want to convert to the common denominator. From there, we can add and subtract. Okay? 3/4 and 2/3. Homework, I know. It's really not that bad. 3/4 and 2/3. Just a couple of minor twists, wrinkles, if you will. So you've got a 4 and you've got a 3. Use your 4. Think of your multiples of 4. 4, no, it doesn't work for 3. 8, no. 12. 12 works for 3. 12 is a multiple of 3. 4 times 3, 3 times 3, 9. 3 times 4, 4 times 2, 8. 9 plus 8. Okay, do I need to simplify this? Because it's improper. So how many times can I fit 12 into 17? Once. How many left?
5.
Does 5/12 need to be simplified? No, we're good the way it is. Okay? Any questions there so far? Give you a few to try. But really, that's, I mean, essentially, that's the gist of it. So, let's do 13/16 minus 1/4. And let's do 3/4. No, let's do 3/10 plus 1/4. No. All right, let's do 3/10. Try those two. For 16 and 4, look at the 16 to 16 work for 4. So that'll be the same. 4 times 4 is 16. 1 times 4 is 4. 13 minus 4. 9/16 in simplest form. Yes, it is. 10 and 4. Yeah, so sometimes people say, oh, well, they look at them and they say, oh, 10 and 4, the first thing that might come to their mind is 40. Could you use 40? We could use 40, okay? And if we went times 4, we get 12. If we went times 10, we get 10. We get 22 over 40. You would just have to, what? You'd have to simplify. Now, if you use 20, which most of you I'm hoping did, you didn't have to simplify. It was already in simplest form. But that being said, if you use the lowest, if you use the 20, which would have been the least common denominator, does that guarantee that you won't have to simplify? No, you still might have to simplify, but if you don't use the smallest one, you will always have to simplify. Okay? So if you use like just a common denominator, not the lowest or the least common denominator, you will always have to simplify. But it doesn't always guarantee, even if you use it, that you won't have to simplify. Take a look at the sheet. I mean, are there any major questions? This is very much review. Take a look at 4-3. As you look at 4-3, the worksheet that you should all have, and you look at numbers 1 through 24, are there any on there in particular that look like Wow, that looks virtually impossible. I mean, look at 1. What would you use for a common denominator for 1? How about 2? Not 5. 10. What about 3? 12. What about 4? 8. How about 5? 8. 6. 7. 30. How about 8? So you guys have this. You got this nailed. So just don't make, we'll call them careless mistakes. Simplify when you have to. Take the extra second that it takes to make sure you look at it right. Okay. But we're going to do numbers 1 through 24. Look at 21 real quick. You see parentheses there. What does it mean you have to do first? You've got to add the 1/12 and the 4/6. You have to do that first, and then you'll subtract it from your 10/12. Okay? But you should be good. You've got plenty of time. Well, you got about 20 minutes. Just plenty of time. So worksheet 4-3. For tomorrow, use your time wisely.